Hey everybody, Cliff here with Hamilton Transportation. Today we're hauling this giant Volvo L180 with a bucket up to Clearfield, Pennsylvania from the Port of Baltimore. Look at the size of this bucket, guys. Today I'm at the port in Baltimore. We are picking up a Volvo L180 wheel loader with a bucket. So this one's going to be 11.2 wide is what they told us, and about 62,000 pounds. And it is going up to Clearfield, PA, which is up off of I-80. So I'll load this up today, and then we will run it up to the house, park there for the night. And then tomorrow morning I'll get up and I'll run it up to Clearfield. So we'll need, since it is 62,000 pounds, we'll need 6 chains, 6 binders, and a chain across the bucket. So I'm just getting all that out now. There's 4. There's 6. And then we'll grab this one for the bucket and a 3/8 chain. And we'll grab some rubber mats for a chain over the bucket. I'm just gonna grab a bunch. I don't know how many we'll need. And a bungee cord. All right. That should be everything we need to chain this thing down. So let's break the trailer down, and then we'll go find this loader and bring it over and load it up. So there's 3 of these L180s sitting right here. I don't know which one is mine. We'll have to match some numbers up. Make sure we get the right one. We don't want to drive off with the wrong piece on the trailer. That would be bad. Boy. I don't know what the lunch schedule is like at Ceres. I know a lot of these places, they go to lunch at 11:30 and they're not back until 1. So it is 11:30 right now. So I was able to get checked in, but I don't know if I will get my paperwork to get out of here until 1 o'clock. But that's okay. So I'm gonna set this one right up here. All right, let's see if we can find our loader. So that is candidate number 1. He likes scooping up rocks and long days at the quarry. Let's see, we want 10024. That one is 10025. This is not our man. All right, there's 2 more over here. L180s. 10024. Look at that bad boy. That's ours. All right, so, and then we have bucket serial number 3060411 mounted, so that's all good. Let's make sure there's no damage on anything. It's a big bucket, isn't it? Man. All right, how are we looking? A little dirty, but that's okay. I don't see any damage. So I always do a walk around on these things. And apparently we have an inspection sheet we have to fill out on this. I still have to print that out, but that's okay. All right, everything looks good here. So let's see about getting her loaded up. This one has a steering wheel and a key. Old school. Look at that big screen in this thing. All right. Is there a place to put you guys? Not really. Nothing metal in here. See if we can get this thing fired up. I think the battery disconnect must be off. Wait one, as I check. Usually with Volvos, they're right down here on the side. Oh, the door is already open. Nope, that's not it. Where could it be? It's got to be somewhere here. Okay, I'm back. We found it. It's actually over here on the passenger side. It's got a nice seat on it. Okay. Let's pick that up a little. Boy, you can't really see anything with that bucket. Parking brake off. We're moving. This is a big old thing. Maybe we should shut the door. There, now it's nice and quiet. Boy, this would be an alright place to work too. See, I like the steering on this one. I loaded one of these, when was that? Last week? Week before? But it was real twitchy, the steering was. So every little move you made, it was like, there's a big movement on the steering, which I didn't like. Okay, we'll leave it in first. Alright, now... Oh no! That bucket coming up was too much for you guys, I guess. Alright, try to stay put this time, would you? Alright. Now these are always a little bit off. So we're gonna see. Ooh, I can almost see the tires on this. Alright. We're gonna get out and look. If I can get out. gotta tell you, that's pretty close. That is pretty close. So let's see if we can do this. Parking brake off. Into gear. Now, it was a little bit far on the passenger side, so we're gonna go over just a little. Straighten it. And then we'll come back. All right. We should probably put something under the bucket so it doesn't get scratched up. What do you think? Yeah, so there's a little screen on this one, if you guys can see. It's pretty nice, and it's got a big backup camera over there. You can add different stuff to it. It's got all of your controls here, your HVAC, all kinds of stuff. Pretty nice in here. Volvo makes some pretty nice stuff, I will say. All right, let's get down. Check that we're on there straight. And then we'll see what we got to do to fine tune this thing. Well, tell you what, we're perfectly straight. Man, that is pretty good. You guys got to admit, that's pretty good. Getting it on there like that first time, it's crazy. All right, so I think we need to come on a little bit more, which is fine because we need more of the weight back here anyway. All right. So, but we're straight. We just need to come on a little bit. I don't think I am going to put anything under the bucket, and it's sitting pretty level right there. Okay, I think I like that. Let's make sure the bucket's even on here. Looks pretty even to me. All right, now see if we can get this lock bar on. Make sure we're still even back here. It's a lever, so the more you move on one side, oh, we still look good. Still look good there. Okay. There's our lock bar. I think we look pretty good there. All right, so let's get the truck hooked back up. We're definitely gonna have to put a height stick on this one. It looks pretty high. I'll put it on the second setting instead of the third where I usually run it. All right, let me get the truck hooked back up here. got the truck hooked back up. Now, in case you were wondering why I left this thing run, it's because I want to get air into the suspension of the truck and the trailer. So we'll put air to the rear suspension, and then we'll put air to the truck, and we'll get some air pressure built up. Let's put air into the airbags, and then I have air scales on my phone with Blue Ink Tech that will tell me where our weight is approximately. So I need to get that figured out so we can start pulling permits. And we know that we're legal. With overweight stuff, you can permit, I can permit up to 120,000 pounds in Maryland and Pennsylvania, but the axle weights have to be right as well. So they will give me up to 46,000 pounds on my tandem, on my drive axles, and then they'll give me up to 60,000 pounds on my trailer axles, my Tridem. And then I have a 14,300 pound steer axle. So if you total all those together, it's 120,300 pounds. This thing is gonna put us probably about 108,000 pounds. So we do need to make sure that our axle weights are right. And do that by putting air into it, and then I'll know pretty close where we're at. So there you can see the drive axle and the steer, and you can see it updates real time as the air pressure builds up, which is pretty cool. Now, it's not guaranteed accurate, but I have calibrated it with, I think, 3 or 4 different loads on the trailer. Every time I go through a scale and they actually give me my weights out on the road, I calibrate it, and I've done it at cat scales 3 times, calibrating the weight on it. So we should be pretty close. All right, so it looks like we're a little bit over 41,200 or right around there on the drive, which puts our steer at 13,649, so we're good there. Now we just have to get a weight on the trailer. So let's go get this sensor connected. The sensor on the trailer is back here at the back. So usually you have to come back here and wait a little bit. But the sensor is right there, that blue piece sticking up. So it'll update here in a minute. Sometimes you have to restart the app to get it to connect. Still waiting. There it is. All right, and then our trailer, we have 52,424. So cargo, estimated cargo, almost 62,000 pounds, puts our gross at 107,497 according to my air scales. So we are good on the weights. So let's go shut this thing off. It's noisy. And then we'll grab our tape measure. We'll measure this bucket, as that is the widest point. And then we will get a height. Make sure we're not high. Okay. Shut her off. We'll go shut the battery disconnect back off. All right, so this is the battery disconnect over here, this little door. And we'll shut that off. All right. So now we're ready to chain, but I gotta get width and height measurements. It does look pretty high. I'll have to see what that is. It might be all right. $11,200. So the width is at 11 feet 2 inches, which is exactly what they told us. So, and the weight was just about 62,000. So they're batting 1,000 so far. I don't know what they said the height was, but we'll get our height stick down. I need a new height stick. See what we got here. Oh, we're so close. So, unfortunately, we are a little bit over height, but not by much. It's like 2 inches. So I'm gonna call Jen, give her the measurements. I'll send her a screenshot of that one. And we'll say 11 feet 2 inches wide, 13 feet 8 inches high. All right, Jen is working on permits. I am going to get chained down. This one should be fairly easy to chain. No. Well, I believe we need some shackles for this one. Oh, what do we got? Shackles. Let's see. There's one. Hey, it fits. Cool. Alright, let's go get the WD-40 for this stubborn shackle. Gotta bust it loose. I'm just gonna bend my screwdriver. How about that? That damn thing is stuck. Stand by. That thing really got in there. Hey, look at that. We got it. We got it. Now, I think I'm going to put a healthy dose of WD on that. That was pretty ridiculous. All right, smooth as butter now. Now, we gotta chain this big old bucket. So I think I will go from here over to the other side. Sounds like a plan, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Sounds like a plan. Watch out, guys. see if we can get some rubber mats in there. All right, I believe we are all chained down. And I got rubber under the chain everywhere. So there shouldn't be any scratches on that bucket. I think we're good to go. 6 chains and binders. Had to get a couple shackles on it. Had to get the persuader out to make sure that shackle would go on. All right, so now I just got to do flags, banners, lights, music, action. All right, so we are all done here. It's almost 1 o'clock. I don't know. I'm just waiting for them to bring me my paperwork. So I don't know if I should pull up and walk over there or if I should wait for them to come to me. Usually they'll come out to you. So I guess we could just wait. I don't know. I'm gonna pull up and see if we can't walk over there and get out of here. It looks like other people are leaving. So they must have their paperwork. All right, I think I'm gonna walk over. See if I can't see what's going on. All right, guys, got our paperwork. So now we are good to go. Let me just sign this. All right, so we are all loaded up. Just got paperwork. Sorry, I was just eating a little bit before I left here. Got paperwork. Now we can get out of here. So the trip home usually is just out of Baltimore, around 695, and then 83 north up to 581, over to 81, and then we take 114 to 11 over to the lot. Done. But I guess maybe because we're 13.8 high, I think that's it, because the ramp as you get on 581 off of 83 is a little, I think it's, I don't know if it's 13.6. I know it's a pretty low underpass you go under. So instead of doing that, they have me going up 83, and then we're taking some funky little detour through, I guess it's New Cumberland there, and Camp Hill, and then jumping back onto 581 to go over to 81. So that should be fun. I'll bring you guys back inside the cab with me when we get up there. So loading up was no problem. Just took a little time, but we had time today. We had to wait until they got back from lunch anyway. So now we just got to get up the road and back to the house. This week worked out pretty well. The last couple weeks have worked out pretty well. We didn't make a ton of money last week, but we were decent last week. This week, however, we got a really good load to start the week, and then got home the next night. What is this guy doing? His forklift ran out of gas, I think. I don't know why this container is all the way over here. Just to make things difficult, I guess. All right. So like I was saying, we had a really good load to start the week, and then I got home the next night, and then we took that up to Honesdale, PA, picked up another little load up in Whitney Point, New York, and brought it home that night. And then this morning we delivered it. It's Thursday today. We delivered that load to New Holland, and then deadheaded down here to the port and picked this big thing up. I'll take it home tonight, and then tomorrow I'm running it up to Clearfield and then turning around and coming right back home. So a really good paying week. I think we grossed over $8,000 this week, and I was only out one night. So that is pretty awesome. Very happy with that. If we can keep running things that way, it will be a very nice year. Because the last couple have been a whole lot of staying out 2, 3, 4 nights a week, trying to find freight and haul it around. This is I much prefer this way of running. Sure my permits are all good. I mean, Jen went over them with me, but I still like to be able to pull them up before I hit the road. There's Maryland. It's only 2 with this one. This one's just going to Pennsylvania. So Dundalk to Kane to Eastern to 95 to 695 to 83. Beautiful. And then Pennsylvania we went over because we have that funky funky detour up around 83. I'll have to call Jen and make sure we have today's permit, because the permit she put in the folder is yesterday's. I wish these guys wouldn't go so fast. Alright guys, I'm going to get out the gate here, and then we will head up through Baltimore and hit 95, 695, 83, and I will talk to you guys again when we get on that funky detour up there in New Cumberland.
Baptize me in the water, heaven won't take my soul. Baptize me in the water, the devil won't let me go. Baptize me in the water, wash me and I won't forget. Baptize me in the water, the fire ain't burned me yet. Coming up from the bottom, bottom, coming up, coming up, coming up from the bottom, bottom, coming up, coming up. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Alright guys, we're coming up here on our little detour adventure through New Cumberland and Camp Hill. We'll see how this goes. I switched the cameras around. The new GoPro wasn't doing too well outside, so I was trying to control it with my phone, but it kept disconnecting, so I know the Insta works good outside, so maybe we'll just leave it like that. So, we are coming up on our detour. I've never been this way. Oh, looks like there's another guy taking the same detour. Maybe. He's got a bulldozer. Yeah, it must be width that they're restricting. Because that dozer has a wide blade on it, and this thing's wide. So it must be width. This is a great time to be doing this too. There'll be all kinds of traffic. This guy's going left here. I don't know where he's going. Felt bad. The kid's waiting for the light and I pulled right in front of him. The light was green, so I was going to go through, and then it turned. But I can't see to back up, so I don't want to back into the car behind me. I had a feeling this was going to be interesting. Taking the detour this way. Where schools are letting out, so speed limit's 15. Makes me nervous when there's signs like that. Sign says 12.5, 3/4 of a mile ahead. Now luckily we're making a right here, but gosh. Didn't catch me going on that waypoint. GPS is supposed to delete the waypoints as you get to them, and that one, it didn't register that I crossed it, so it wasn't deleting it, so it wanted me to turn around. And that ain't happening. Okay, so I believe we make a left here. Railroad crossing. It looks pretty flat. Should be fine. This is putting us back onto 15 North, and then we'll take that up into Camp Hill and we'll jump back onto 581 there. So there must be some narrowed lanes construction that they don't want us to go through. Or it might be that underpass that I was talking about before. So now we gotta get all the way over to the left to hit 581 up here. Next light. Look at that, got right over here. That's nice. If you're somebody that doesn't drive trucks that's watching this, don't do what that guy did. If you're coming up to a light and a truck is slowing down and you can hear his jakes going, that guy's trying to slow down without burning up his brakes, without using too much fuel. Don't cut in front of him and then stop. Because he's using that distance he has left in front of him to slow down. And then you come in and you cut that distance in half, or take up space out of it. Then he's got to get on the brakes harder. Just don't do that. Give trucks some room. It takes trucks a lot longer to slow down, and that's why they leave themselves room in front, especially oversized and heavy. Like, I got to slow down to make this corner, and I need some room to do it. Now we're on 581. So normally we would have taken this right at the end of 83 there. But they must be doing some road work or something. And they don't want anything this wide going through there. I-81 south, and we gotta get over, all the way over so we can hit 114 at exit 57 here. These dumbasses won't let me over. They just let me over, they could have gone right past me. Alright, now we're off onto 114. It turned into a beautiful day today. It's like 80 degrees, beautiful sky, very nice. It's probably the nicest day we've had here all year. So I've decided that my goal this year is to improve my running. I used to run a lot. I was in the military. We ran, and then I got really into it. Shortly after I got out of the military, I just kept running. I used to run with my dog. I had a red bone coonhound I would take running with me. And then he got too old for it, and I kept on with it. But I was at like I think I ran my fastest 5K. Now, granted, this was back in my 20s. Fastest 5K I think was like a 24 or something, which is pretty good for a bigger guy. So I've decided to get back into running. So last year I was running, and I ran a 28-minute 5K. It's pretty good. You know, I'm 43, or I'm 42. I'll turn 43 in September. And I'm not built for running at all. Like, I'm built for football. I'm not built for running. So it's very easy for me to get stronger. I go to the gym and lift, and I just get stronger. It's more difficult for me to lean out and run better. And it is a skill that you have to work on. So this year, I lifted all winter, and I'm still going to lift once a week, but I am going to try to improve my running. So I say all that to say that when I get home, I'm probably going to put on my running shoes and go for a run here. Since it is such a nice day. We have a little nature preserve, like, I don't know, a mile from my house. That's really nice. It's got a walking trail all the way around it. It's like a 2-mile walking trail. So I usually go over there and I run. Gotta try to stay in shape. If anybody else is in the same boat I'm in, I'm raising my grandson, fostered his best friend, and now we have legal guardianship of him. So I need to stay in shape. I can't get old just yet because I adopted my wife's kids when I just got out of the Navy. I was only 23. So I've been raising kids since then, so it's been 20 years. So I gotta stay healthy for when the kids move out, then I can go do fun stuff, you know? So the plan when our boys move out is Jen is gonna join me in the truck, and we're gonna sell the house and we're just gonna go on the road. We're gonna be gypsies. We both have gypsy souls. We love to travel. And I think it would just be awesome because if she was with me and the dogs, you know, we have 2 little dogs that are about 50 pounds each. Then home is on the road with you. And you can go where you want. If you want to go see the Grand Canyon, you just take a load to Arizona and park the truck and spend a few days out there, or a week, or whatever you want to do. So that is the plan. In 3 years' time or so, when the boys graduate and are ready to go out on their own, then we will jump in the truck and hit the road. But it means staying in shape and staying healthy until then. We made it. So I'm back home. It's only 4 o'clock, which is nice. Home at 4 o'clock on a Thursday. We'll sit it here for the night, and then I'll be up in the morning at sunrise, and we will head up to Clearfield, Pennsylvania. I think we have a couple funky detours tomorrow as well, at least one. Jen was saying we had one. But I'll look over that tonight, make sure I know what I'm doing, programming my GPS, and then we'll head that way in the morning. Looks like about 175 miles, 3 hours, add in a detour, probably 3.5 or 4 in the morning. And then once we get this delivered, I'll just be turning around and right back home. So it shouldn't be that long of a day tomorrow. Probably be home mid-afternoon. I have to take the truck back into the shop. It just had an oil change last week, but they said it needs an AC belt, and they wanted to put, so when I got this truck, a lot of trucks have a fire extinguisher mount right down here beside the seat. It's where your fire extinguisher sits. This one didn't even have a fire extinguisher in it, so I don't know if the dealer up here just forgot to put one in, but when I first got the truck, I just went and bought a fire extinguisher. I threw it behind the seat. That way I have it in the truck, because you're required to have a fire extinguisher. So I've had the truck for over a year now, 1.5 years, and they just noticed that the fire extinguisher wasn't mounted by the seat, so they're going to put one of those in too, which should be nice. I mean, it's, yeah. So I got to take the truck into the shop tomorrow, and then I got to pick up some tires, because I'm planning on putting 3 tires on the trailer on Saturday. So that should be a lot of fun too. I actually take them off and then I take them home. I have a compressor that'll actually pop them onto the bead at home. So yeah, I just use tire irons to put them on. I'm just old school and soap. So it seems to work. I'll have to grab some new valve stems and valve cores as well, but I'll get that done Saturday. Anyway, I'm going home for the night, and I will see you guys in the morning. Morning, guys. We are back over here in the truck. Got my pre-trip done. Good thing I'm replacing tires tomorrow, because one of the tires I'm replacing has a little leak in it. It's on the trailer, so it's not a big deal. It'll keep it. I have a tire inflation system on the trailer, so it'll keep it up for today. But it'll be good to get that tire replaced. So pre-trip is done. I believe we're ready to rock and roll. So let's get moving. I don't know how good the video from outside is going to be today. I have the camera set up, but as you can see, it's raining. So we'll see if that's worth anything. So we have 174 miles up to Clearfield, Pennsylvania today to Rudd Equipment. Get this big old Volvo delivered. So it's 55 degrees right now, and it is as warm as it's going to get today. It just gets colder from here. It's going down to, I think, like 28 or 30 overnight tonight. So we had that really nice day yesterday. I think it got up to 81 or 82. Just beautiful day out. And now it's going to get cold again for a day, and then I think it's going to warm up a little bit more. I think Saturday it's going to be up around 50, which is more normal for March in Pennsylvania. So have that. I'll get those tires done. Oh, and I do have to take the truck into the shop today. Putting a belt on it. And I guess they're going to mount my fire extinguisher. Which is good. So I thought I had a detour this morning. But not really. So what it was, Jen was reading the permit, and it has us going up. I'm not allowed to take 322 up to State College, so I have to run 11 and 15 up. And then what she thought was a detour was where you get on 147 and take it across the river and then hit 180. But that's just kind of the normal route. So yeah, we'll hit 11:15 up to, I think that's, well, I can never remember the name of the towns up there. Where is that? Northumberland. We go around Northumberland on 147, and then we hit 80 up there around Milton, New Columbia, and then we'll just hit 80 west over to Clearfield. And we actually get off on 970, drop down to 322, and then Rudd equipment is on 322, so shouldn't be a problem. If there's one thing I see on the road that probably causes more accidents, it's following too closely. And then you'll have a whole line of cars. There'll be 6, 8, 10 cars all in a row that are leaving no room in between their car and the car in front of them. And it's just, you better hope nothing happens in front of you, because there is no way that you're all going to get stopped or be able to slow down. Alright, we are up to speed and rolling. I will check in with you guys later. Well, since the camera outside is not worth a whole lot this morning, I'll just kind of narrate as we go up here. So we're coming up on the river. We're gonna go across the river here, and then we hit 322 on the other side of the river. Just dealing with morning traffic here. Run this up to 11 and 15. All right, we're coming up on the river. We're going to go back across, up past the truck stop, and then we'll hit 11:15 on the other side of the truck stop there, and keep heading north. The outside camera is not even worth turning on at this point. Looks like diesel prices are kind of holding steady at around $6 a gallon. Hopefully the next move they make is back down. That would be good. At least this way we avoid 7 mountains over there on 322. Climbing up over that. Alright, this is us. 11 and 15. Bad thing about 11 and 15 is it's a 55 mile an hour speed limit. So I usually set the cruise to 62. They fixed this merge point a while ago. There didn't used to be a merge lane here. Which can be a lot of fun in a truck. But now they have it fixed up nice. Alright, we're going to keep making our way north.
I'm calling my way out. I ain't going back again. Crawling back from the dead. I ain't getting out alive. It's how to live again. Crawling back from the dead. Coming up from the bottom, bottom. Coming up, coming up. Coming up from the bottom, bottom. Coming up, coming up. Whoa. I'm calling my way out. I ain't going back again. Crawling back from the dead. I ain't getting out alive. It's time to live again. Crawling back from the dead. Baptize me in the water. You can save yourself.
Hey guys, we are about a mile from our exit up here. So to get to Rudd Equipment, we have to get off of 80 onto 970 South, exit 123. Take that down to 322, and then we run 322 West for, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles, I guess, to get over to Rudd. Not too bad. So it's been kind of off and on, light rain. The sun's been peeking out here lately, which is kind of nice. A little colder up here in the mountains. It's about 40 degrees. Exit on a grade here. Just take our time slowing down. No problem. So we should make it up here to deliver about 10:30 this morning. And then we'll be about 3 hours from home, so should be a pretty early day today. which is good because the truck's got to go to the shop and I got to get some tires, get ready to change those out tomorrow. Way back in the day, when I first started driving, so when I was training, I did line haul for Old Dominion for about 6 years. But when I was training, they would, the last week of my training, they kind of used the trainees for some city driving stuff. And inevitably what happened is you would get the crap run at the end of the day. And a couple times they sent me up here. We'd do, you know, we'd go out to like Hanover or Lancaster or something and deliver around there and then come back to the terminal. And if it was only, you know, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they would get the trainee, throw him in a truck to bring a trailer up here to the Walmart distribution center. And so you would run up here. The problem is if you get done at 2 in the afternoon or 1 or whatever, and then they throw you in a truck, then you're running up here, you're not back to the terminal in Carlisle until like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. So that, I only had to do that for a week or 2, but it got old pretty quick. Because that's not really a city run. You know, that's not a local run. That's a 300-mile round trip. Should be a line haul run. But they would take advantage of the trainees and make them run up here. All right, we are on 322 West, Mineral Springs. Half a mile up here on the left, looking for UFS Road. So I was looking at it on Google Maps. This place is kind of small, but they have a like an access road that runs past them and back to another business behind them. So that's what we're aiming for. Get her slowed down here. Budget in. Okay, I think this is where we need to turn. We'll swing a little wide here. Now this is Rudd. They could park that truck somewhere else, that's for sure. All right, so this looks like where I need to check in. Alright, I'm going to go get checked in here, and then we will find out where they want me to unload this thing, and I'll be back out to do just that. Oh, alright. So apparently, we need to go down to the end of the road, make that right, and then we back into the lot that will then be behind us, and I guess there's other equipment down there. Said to park it down there and then come back up here with paperwork and they'll sign it, and we will be good to go. This is probably difficult to find flat ground in this area of Pennsylvania. It's all mountains. Oh yeah, they have some equipment down here. Okay. So we'll try to get backed in on one side. And then unload it, and we'll just back it back beside it. Beside the trailer. Not a whole lot of room back here, but enough, I think. Might have to pull up in an effort to get over to the left a little more. Well, maybe not. Enough room for me to swing over. Take my time. I don't want to hit anything back there. Oh, I think we're good. Yeah, that should be enough room. We're off the road. We should be good right about there. All right, so let's go get this thing off the trailer. All right. First things first, got my flags off this side. Let's turn this battery on. There we go. And let's start getting chains off of this thing. Parking brake off. this bad boy in neutral, or not in neutral, in reverse. Set the bucket down. And that should be good. All right, let me get out, take care of paperwork, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Thought that guy was coming to talk to me. He was just grabbing another little loader and taking off, so it's just us. All right, but we got it off the trailer, parked over here. Alright guys, we got this Volvo L180 off the trailer and delivered up here in Clearfield, Pennsylvania. I kind of thought somebody would be coming down to take it, to look it over and sign paperwork and everything, but nobody showed up, so I guess I'll walk up to the office and get paperwork signed. And then from here, I'm just flipping around and deadheading right back home to end my week. So, I want to say thank you for riding along with me today. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for watching the channel. Please like and subscribe, help grow the channel, and I can do more of these videos. If you like any of the merch I'm wearing, sweatshirt, hat, we have t-shirts. You can go over to my store, it's linked in the description, and get one for yourself. So that's another way to support the channel, and I would really appreciate it. So until next time, from Clearfield, Pennsylvania, this is Cliff with Hamilton Transportation. I will see you guys out there on the road.